mental. There's also a flip side to this, which is because you're the underdog, you have nothing to lose. So if Destiny can strike a little bit of fear into Hurt's heart, maybe it's an early combo, maybe it's getting him on the back foot, I think that you could potentially have a big morale hit on your hands. Playing for a morale hit, though, is of course not a guaranteed play style, and we have to go back to basics as Hollow Bastion is the initial selection.
Well, what do you think about this specific stage pick for Greninja in this matchup?
So you do get your usual combos onto the platforms, like down tilt onto the platform, tech chase into up smash for kill confirms. And if you can get under the center of the stage, you can make it very difficult for Snake to land. But that's not what we're seeing. Snake gets to play under the platform. Snake gets to throw their projectiles everywhere, grenades, C4s, everything, all over the stage. And Greninja, as fast as he may be, can't avoid them all.
Exactly. In that very first stock, Destiny wasn't even able to touch Hurt, and it's only now that you see that some of that damage came from his own grenades, but that's only from a tiny bit of damage that Destiny was able to put up. So still just going to be using that Hydro Cannon in order to avoid the Nikita off stage, but still you have the Nikita off stage, you have the C4 on the platform, and all of the grenades on the stage, so there's not really a lot of spot to land, and then you have that dash attack from Snake that just makes it so difficult to find your spacing once again. Yeah,
burst range with Snake can be very difficult to play around, even if you have better burst options. But wow, reading out the Shadow Sneak, you can kind of tell there's a little bit of an animation swap whenever Greninja is off stage, and I guess Hurt was just ready for it. The parry into the up tilt is the best punish that you can get.
Yeah, oh, not able to get something off of the platform due to the placement of the grenade. So, of course, very smart from Hurt, but unfortunate for Destiny because he really wasn't able to make anything off of it. And, that stock just going to be gone, a 3-stock to start off this game from Hurt. It's going to be a little difficult for Destiny to get off of this hill. Destiny's in the position of Sisyphus right now. You just have this boulder that's rolling. You have the weight and you have the gravity of the boulder that's just crushing you as you're pushing it up the hill. So,
right.
let's...
And Sisyphus's fate is to constantly be pushing this boulder up the hill and to never make it to the top. And unfortunately, it kind of does angle like we're going that way. It does seem that Destiny's destiny is in faltering here. But going back to Hollow Bastion, we have to be seeing some inklings of success. When you're playing against a top player, sometimes all you need is a game of information to find a little bit more value in your interaction. So we see a totally different play style here. Shark underneath the platform and go for up airs when you can, but otherwise play to the ledges, play around shurikens, and avoid grenades to the best of your ability.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing. I think that Destiny is still eating a whole lot of damage just because it's inevitable, but still able to get those nairs and the up airs really good because you're still putting damage onto Hurt. You're just eating a whole lot in the process, and as a light character, you can't afford to be eating damage, but it's just something that you have to take if you want to be able to get that stock, and that is exactly what Hurt is going to do to find that back air.
Yeah, conceptually, I understand the idea of throwing shurikens from ledge, but the issue is the end lag on anything that isn't an instant shuriken sits you in such a bad place that a bouncing grenade that Hurt has just been kind of lobbing your way is going to tack on more and more damage to you. So you're kind of forced to approach, even though your idea was hoping that Hurt would approach. But there we go. This is a much more even game than game one. All you got to do is hard read your opponent. This is a fighting game after all.
That is precisely what we have. Destiny trying to demonstrate for that, going to be living that back air, but has to go so methodically in order to try to avoid the Nikita, but unfortunately you just have Hurt waiting for you at the ledge when you get back.
I'm trying to chase high here. Can't go too high, especially with Greninja's very poor aerial mobility. Like, he can go up and down really fast, but not left and right. So you're going to get caught by these falling grenades, by these C4s. It's really difficult to chase Hurt onto the top blast zone. Even if it is shorter, even if that is your win condition here, you've got to find something else.
Yeah, placing that C4 right at the ledge too, so that you will have to be exploded by it, unfortunately, for Destiny. Not going to lose the stock just yet, but still not able to approach either Hurt. Just been squalling out every single option. Getting these ice shurikens too, trying to make something in order to not have to approach Hurt himself, but Destiny able to sit on ledge, but just a little too long. Hurt going to be sealing out yet another game. That's 2-0, but that was a stock for Destiny.
And an early one at that. It wasn't like I got down to 100% on my last stock and finally found one. It was to even up the game effectively off of a ledge trap hard read. So if I'm Destiny here, I'm going to be prioritizing. By the way, they did the run it back motion. I think we're going back to Hollow Bastion.
Yeah.
I'd be prioritizing getting Hurt off stage which does involve, of course, approaching, which can be very difficult against a character with, again, a frame one escape option. But if you can like back throw this guy off stage, even if you want to go for a down throw into like a untechable like dash attack or something like that, you have to work against your better judgment and try to prioritize stage positioning.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you were just talking about, because Destiny, prior to just now, was doing a very good job of staying underneath the platforms and not allowing Hurt to set up any grenades. Destiny actually has a potential edge guard here. Hurt going to be able to turn it around, but still was doing so well at holding on to the stage, and that's not something that we saw in the previous games.
Being unwilling to swat the Nikita out of the sky so that it deactivates momentarily so you can get back to ledge safely, I think is maybe an adaptation that Destiny needs to start considering. But holy hell, that back air angle was not something he was prepared for, and that stock goes down. 87% though, good tack on.
Yeah, you know, Destiny seems to be pretty eager to just make this up. Going to take a couple of damage from those jabs, but just able to get the roll in order to make a bit more space and actually avoiding everything except the dash attack. Still going to be coming back to ledge. No Nikita, but it is going to be waiting for him once again. And actually really love that he was able to stall out that grenade and able to land even high, looking for the edge guard now. Woo! The water shuriken coming out and not enough to, oh, the shadow sneak getting interrupted. Oh no!
It was so committal. That was such an unbelievably committal option. Just go for a down tilt on landing or something. That was, I know you want the stock, but oh my god. Hurt is dancing right now. C4 into the kill off the top.
Yeah, that was a beautiful back air follow-up for Hurt. And now Hurt has yet another edge guard at this percentage that is definitely doable. Still going to be looking for it, but yet this time just on the other side of the stage. The rapid jab, and not enough to take the stock. Hurt accidentally eating a little bit of his own damage. You know, Destiny is really just looking for the stock, that up tilt, not enough to do it. Hurt going to be taking some refuge under this upper platform. Still just going to get some of the stage advantage, and Destiny forced to approach now.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Well-spaced forward air. Short hop over the grenade so you don't get interrupted, and that's going to be a stock take. This is, interestingly enough, I think that Destiny is actually doing better this game than any of the other two games, and something I'll expound upon after this one's over, because, I mean, Destiny's on last legs.
Yeah, I mean, this is last legs, but we've seen so much improvement that we do have to talk about that later. That the grenade, you send it up to the heavens and you get sent heavenward by the grenade even further. So that is going to be a 3-0 from Hurt in order to